Good evening and welcome. This is Eleni Fitzgerald, your child whisperer, delivering your 21 days of common hot topics during the holidays with your children. And yesterday I had my introduction night, my first day, day one, and I shared with everyone the topics that I was going to cover over the 21 days, including these hot topics that I've been, researching from parents over the holidays, and I've had parents express to me some of these hot topics that I've listed in the comments below, and also chatted about them yesterday. So the common topics that have been coming up have been dealing with sleeping behaviors, patterns changing over the holidays. It might be happening for longer than that, I'm not sure. Some parents have had this issue for a while, but the common topics have been change of sleep patterns with children, children refusing to sleep or having tantrums during that time of the night, parents having to sleep with them in their bed to help them sleep, or vice versa, them coming and sleeping in your bed, in their bed, parents' bed, and just having a frustrating evening settling children down and having them go to bed on time. The next topic that's been coming up has been tantrums. Obviously having holidays, possibly having the whole family at home. Families tend to have chaotic days, hectic days. Sometimes they're filled with plans, holidays, celebrations, and of course you have the odd tantrums here and there. And parents have been questioning me about various tantrums that children have been having, how to cope with them, strategies, tips, tricks, and that's what I'll be delivering to you, some knowledge about how to cope with them over the 21 days. I've also had a very big topic speaking to parents about conflict with themselves or sibling rivalry during the holiday period, how to deal with certain moments when parents are feeling frustrated and don't feel that children are listening to them, or if the children are with their siblings, family members, and there's conflicting going there, how to deal with those moments. And also how to stop routines getting out of control. So if you're feeling that your routines are out of whack, the holiday period is very hectic and all over the place, you can't seem to get on your routine as you did before when you had possibly your working days, or if it's generally been out of whack and you're needing some support there, I'm going to show you the formula of success to negotiating solutions with your children, and how routines can come back into place just by using your rules and having consistency in your days with what you want to achieve. The most important topic though that I will be starting with tonight and for the next few days is the number one topic when dealing with your children overall, and that is self-care and self-love as a parent. So over the last few weeks I've been speaking to a few mums, as well as dads, but mainly mums, who express frustration, feeling tired, exhausted when coping with children at home or on holidays, having to set rules and children not listening and having to deal with tantrums, all these things come into effect, and how parents have been feeling exhausted, frustrated, and possibly feel alone in certain circumstances and unsupported. Even though they have people around them at all times, it's very normal for parents to feel isolated when they're dealing with their own journey as a parent. So tonight I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks about implementing self-care in your day, and also the importance of self-care as a parent. So as you can hear in the background, I'm not sure if you can hear loud and clear, but I have some nice music in the background. So if you can hear me, please say hello, give me a love and like. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Just see if I can see anybody, if anyone's on live. Please say hello, give me a love and like, and let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if you're listening. So my name's Eleni Fitzgerald and I'm your child whisperer, and tonight I am coming to you with 21 days of hot topics over the holiday period with your children, covering sleep patterns and children refusing to sleep, tantrums, conflict with children and their siblings or with yourself as a parent, routines getting out of control and wanting to get some strategies to be able to be in control of your routines, rules and consistency, having a formula of success in negotiating solutions with your children. And the most important topic of all is self-love as a parent, giving yourself self-love and self-care. So the title of my live tonight is guilty or guilt trips versus self-love and self-care. And the reason why I have put that topic up or that heading up is because most of the times when I'm speaking to mums, parents over the years, and I talk about what they're doing for themselves during the day, if they're giving themselves some time out to rest, relax, and possibly give themselves a break to fill their own cup up. One of the biggest things that I hear from mums is that they feel guilty, that their priority is their children, and when they do give time to themselves, that they feel so guilty and that it's not fair on their children. And I want to challenge that because I put down guilt versus self-care. And my challenge to you is that is it worse if your child has you around feeling frustrated, feeling flat, feeling tired, feeling exhausted? Or is it better to have mum feeling amazing, great, calm, and is your vibe going to impact your day with your children? So I wanted you to think about that for a moment. If I was to change my vibe as a parent, as a mum or a dad, and feel calmer, feel, I guess, more vibrant, less exhausted, and be in touch with myself before my children, what impact would that have on them, and how would that make them feel? Could my communication with them be a lot different? Could my nature of being calm and feeling good about myself have an impact on their response or their behavior during the day? So I wanted to give that insight to you. And if I could do something for myself every single day that made me feel great about myself, even if it was for 5-10 minutes a day, and I felt calm, some self-love for myself, how would I feel through the day? What would it look like if I could feel so good about myself as a parent that when I do communicate with my children, when I'm having days where their behavior is different to other days, when I'm coping with tantrums or issues, that my self-worth has been taken care of, that I'm worth it to spend time with, I'm worth having some time to myself, to give myself some love, attention, and to make sure that I'm filling my cup before I fill up anybody else's cup. Because let's face it, with parents, mums in particular, they are running around doing quite a lot of things through the day, and often we're pouring out so much into our day to everywhere else that we're forgetting to give something back to ourselves. So I looked up guilty in the dictionary, and it says obviously feeling guilty, or being guilty is something of a crime. It's a crime, committing a crime and feeling guilty and possibly heading to jail. And also feeling that guilt trip is possibly real or it's possibly imaginary. So sometimes when we're feeling guilty, could be that we're feeling guilty and making it all up in our head. That if I spend time with myself for 10-15 minutes in the morning and do something that I love, is it really going to impact my children? Or would it teach them to also find time to do things for themselves through the day as they're growing up? Would it teach them to give themselves self-care and self-love through the day? Mums often show and express a sense of guilt when they're thinking about giving themselves time out. It's so common. There's so much frustration expressed by mums throughout their day when they're coping with various issues with their children. Also the care factor, caring so much about their children, giving so much to their children. So when you're giving so much because you're a good parent and you're giving all you've got, if you're feeling unsupported or alone or whatever you're feeling for yourself, sometimes it could be just a matter of not having some time to yourself. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was what's triggering you during the day. So if I could give you an outline of your daily routine, getting up, having a morning rush, busy day ahead, getting children off to their schools, their childcare, possibly grandparent if they're available, having appointments to run to, having to come back and give them a rest if you don't have parents around, maybe you're doing things on your own, rushing around, having to make appointments, possibly having a part-time job, having to come back home if you're not working. Maybe you have a full-time job, so your routine might be completely different, where you're rushing in the morning, rushing in the afternoon, but you got your morning rush, you got sleep time in the lunchtime if you've got children that are sleeping during the day. Then you're coming home, picking them up from school or childcare, coming home, having the afternoon dinner rush, and before you know it, you're having your bedtime, bath time, bedtime routine, and trying to spend some time with your children, whether you're doing it in the afternoon, in the evening, and then rushing to get them to sleep. And by that time, you're so exhausted that sometimes, most of the times when I'm speaking to parents, they have time to just watch a program, and sometimes they're just so exhausted they go to bed. So when you look at your day, what parts of the day are trigger you off? Are you feeling triggered off in the morning when it's stressful and you have to get everything done by the time you're going to work? Or are you feeling stressed at night when you have to get everyone sorted for bedtime, and then you have your bedtime problems with sleep, children not sleeping, or tantrums, or chaotic times at night time? When is your moment during the day where you're feeling triggered and you're feeling frustrated and rushed? And are you having any breaks in between those times? Are you having a breather? And where can you kind of look at your day where it's being rushed, and where can you fit in some time where you can have a little breather? A breather can be just something as simple as, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes while my child is going to watch 1 hour of play school. I think it's 1 hour or half an hour. I can't remember. Play school was my favorite show. But for that time while you're watching that, I'm just going to go inside and have a cup of tea, have a breathe, take some deep breaths, maybe read my book, maybe write some empowering words of gratitude for the day, take some time out for myself. So where is there some time during your day where you can fit in some time for yourself? Are you open to, oh sorry, something's going off on my laptop. Let me just stop that, sorry about that. So can you relate to being so rushed in your day and frustrated, feeling that you have so much on your plate and you're not giving yourself the attention that you need? What would it look like if you could have a couple of minutes to yourself? What would you be doing if you had half an hour to yourself? Would you like to take a bubble bath? Would you like to do your nails? Put a facial on and do your nails and put some beautiful hand cream on? What about some water? Have you sat down just to have a glass of water? Are you needing to go for a walk? If your partner comes home, have you got 10-15 minutes where you could just excuse yourself for 10-15 minutes and have your time out? Negotiating time out with your partner. Where can you find some time today to give yourself 10 to 15 minutes where you can stop, take a breather, have 10 minutes where you can drink your coffee, read a book, 15 minutes where you can sit down and have a moment of meditation, or put your favorite songs on in your ears and just detach from yourself from your children for a few minutes. What about possibly going out for 20 minutes and, you know, looking at the shops? Where can you find a few minutes in your day to give yourself some care, some self-loving care? Tonight or tomorrow, find 10 minutes where you can sit and maybe have some fruit and watch your favorite show. Can you find some time where you can listen to your favorite song, or maybe take 10 minutes to meditate? Listen to a beautiful, silent, nice, calm meditation tune of YouTube or anywhere on your phone, and just zone out for 10-15 minutes. And make sure when you're taking those few minutes, maybe get a journal, have a journal, and write down 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for my breath. I'm breathing today. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for the food on the table. I'm grateful for my home, my job. 3 or 5 things that you're grateful for, write them down. And take the time to give yourself some love. Take away the guilt trips, take away the frustration, and find 10 to 15 minutes a day just to give yourself some time, to give yourself some attention. Take 5 deep breaths every day. Just from 5 breaths, full deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling, you can feel so relaxed and actually feel yourself let go of stress, let go of whatever's on your mind. And make sure that these 15 minutes are not rushed. Leave whatever you've got going on for the whole day outside of those 15 minutes and sit down for those 15 minutes and dedicate them to yourself. I hope that you find something wonderful to do for yourself for today or tomorrow. It's only 10-15 minutes of your day. Even if you've got to have a glass of wine, pat yourself on the back, tell yourself you're an amazing woman, an amazing man, great mum, great dad, great woman, great man, and praise yourself, give yourself some love, because we're always thinking about the negatives, we're always thinking about the tough things in life, and we're always complaining, and they are exhausting. If we can remove all that chatter and all that stuff and just breathe and say grace and be thankful, and give ourselves that 5, 10, 15 minutes of your day to give yourself attention, I promise you, I would challenge you that you would feel so much better through your day. And if you can resonate with this, if you can relate to this, please share your experience with me below. If you want some information of how to implement daily tasks to help you calm down and give yourself some self-love daily, please PM me and I'm happy to give you all the support that I can, knowledge and strategies that you can put in place to give yourself self-love and self-care. Please share this with any parent out there that you feel needs to hear this. And make sure you give yourself some peace and some rest. And I hope that you can wake up tomorrow feeling amazing and enjoying your day. This is Lenny Fitzgerald, your child whisperer, giving you 21 days of hot topics with your children over the holiday period and sharing love and light to you as a parent, supporting you in every way. See you tomorrow.